relationship with me once I got quiet on them, or once I began to go through things. And you know, it wasn't until I matured and grew a little bit in some areas that I realized that you can't expect someone to be there for you, to call you, to reach out to you, to do any of those things if they don't know to do that. Or if you have kind of ghosted them for a season, and then it just so happened that in the next season you may need them, or you may really wish to have that companionship, that friendship in your life, but because of the fact that you just ghosted them, or you just randomly, you know, stopped talking to them, you know, that has led them to not check on you, to not call you, to not, you know, hey girl, how you doing, X, Y, and Z. And like I said, I can be woman enough and grown enough to be like, you know what, I've definitely done that to my friends before, you know, older friends, where it's like, you know, I'm like, damn, it sure would be nice to hear from so-and-so. So-and-so has not hit me up, da-da-da. But it's like, girl, first of all, when was the last time you hit them up? And then second of all, it wouldn't be an issue if you would not have, like, just ghosted them. And don't get me wrong, like, people go through things. That's what I was telling my husband. Like, this conversation has been, we've been talking about this for a while. I feel like the last couple weeks on and off, but I was telling my husband, because he strongly felt at one period of time like, no, it's wrong for you to ghost somebody and, you know, still expect for the other person to be a friend, da 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 da. And I was like, whatever, I can really see both sides. And I was like, sometimes when people ghost you, it's not about you. You know, there are times where it is about you, 100%. But a lot of the times, like, it's not about you. You know what I'm saying? They are really going through things, traumatic things. They're grieving this, that, and the third. And you really have to grant grace to them. And you really have to be okay with, like, being the friend that is probably going to reach out a little bit more in that season. Being a friend that's probably going to show up a little bit more in that season. Not to give them a pass and just be like, you know what, I don't expect so-and-so to do anything to be, you know, to communicate, to show up, da-da-da-da. Like, not just saying, like, that's okay, but you also have to be mindful that they are going through something, and that everyone deals with things completely differently, right? Because we're humans, but we're all so different. And so, you know, like I was telling my girls and my husband, like, it's really, like, I can really see both sides. Nevertheless, you know, I said all that, and I do mean, you know, and I do, like I said, I understand that side of the coin. But on the other side, as a, you know, as the other person, it's kind of like, I'm going through my stuff too. So it may not always be at the top of my mind. Like, I may still be a good friend, but it may not be at the top of my brain all the time. Being a wife, being a mother, being, you know, an employee, this, that, and the third. It may not be at the top of my brain to check on you 2 times a week because you're going through something. To check on you, hell, sometimes once a week. Like, I know for a fact, like, me and my best friend, Haley, we can go days chopping it up. And then there are times where we won't talk for like a week and a half, 2 weeks. And nothing has happened. But life has just been lifey, right? And so it's like, she's a mother, she's like, and let me say this. We both understand that nothing has transpired. We both understand that if something does happen, that we don't mind reaching out to each other to let that person know. Like, you know, she went through something a while back, but it was still this year. Yeah, it was still this year. And she called me like, hey sis, this just happened, X, Y, and Z. And I was devastated because because she had been on my mind that day, but not like usual, you know what I'm saying? And that was just my spirit telling me to call her and check up on her. But I had so much going on, X, Y, and Z. And so, sorry, it's crooked, y'all. And so, I'm like, oh my God, girl, you were on my brain today. You know, I'm sorry that you even experienced that. You know, just X, Y, and Z or whatever. And, if you need something, I'm here. I called her all that week for like 2 weeks straight, you know what I'm saying? Checking on her X, Y, and Z or whatever. But I appreciate, and don't get me wrong, she could have, because that experience alone, she could have just like isolated herself from the world, you know what I'm saying? For a couple days, for a week, like whatever, extended period of time. But I do appreciate her reaching out to me like, hey Jazz, X, Y, and Z. And then vice versa, like recently, something with me or whatever. And when I was ready, I called her and I was like, hey girl, like, X, Y, and Z, this happened, this time I'm feeling, I've been emotional about it, But at the same time, like I said, I think we give each other grace, and we don't take anything personal, we don't hold any grudge, we don't do any of that, because we're in the same stages of life right now. Like, literally, like, she's a mother, I'm a mother. She's a wife, I'm a wife. She lives X amount of hours from home. She lives 8 hours from home. I live 800 miles from home. You know what I'm saying? But we still are away from our village. You know what I'm saying? So, all we have is to pick up the phone and call our mom. All we have is to pick up the phone and call each other. Like, that's all we have. Like, we can't just pop up in somebody's house, or, we also are very similar, And so I think, again, we can grace each other because we're in the same place in life. Whereas, like, if I had a different friend, like a single friend with no kids, she may not understand why I'm not calling her every week. She may not understand that if she get quiet for a week or two, why I may not reach out, because I don't think nothing is wrong. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think it's nothing wrong with me not reaching out and me automatically knowing that something is wrong. So like I said, I just see both sides of coin. You know what I'm saying? And I really want to know y'all opinion. Like, I hope y'all can follow me, because like sometimes I just ramble. But all in all, what I'm saying is that sometimes, like truly sometimes, if you stop talking to a person for like a couple months, you know what I'm saying, depending on that type of friend, and depending on how life has been for that type of friend, they may or may not reach out. And that's okay. And we can't always, like, once we get out of our funk, once we get out of like what we're going through, we have to be mature enough to understand that. You know what I'm saying? We got to be mature enough to be like, man, Jess going through her own stuff too. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't always take so many things personal, because life is happening to everybody. But again, everybody is not responding to it the same. You know what I'm saying? And so that's how I have to look at things. But at the same time, you look at every situation different, because I think you also have expectations for some of your friends. So like, again, I don't expect Haley to call me every day. I don't expect Haley to call me every other day, because we really got so much stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? Now, if Haley started calling me every other day, she really needs something from me. She may just need me to listen. You know what I'm saying? She may just need like a counseling session, or vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Or just support. Like, girl, this child is driving me up a wall, or this man is getting on my last nerve. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that I can relate. I've always said, like, I'm not the needy friend. I have never deemed myself as the friend that just needs you to call them every day, needs you to call them every week, be on the phone for hours. I have never, like, even when I was in high school and cell phones was the thing. Y'all remember we had those Razor phones in middle school? What's Razors? Didn't Razors come out in middle school or elementary? I don't know. But I remember having a Nokia in elementary school. And baby, I wasn't worried about giving people phone number and being on the phone. I was worried about playing a little snake game on the phone. Okay? I've never been, and I tell people like, yeah, I'm a true introvert, and they be like, no way, like, and I be like, oh yeah, like, when I'm around people, I like to have a good time for sure. Like, I may talk to you the entire time or majority of the time that I'm around you, but at the same time, I enjoy quietness. Like, I enjoy being by myself at home. I can go out by myself and everything. Like, I can literally go out to eat, go see a movie, go get my nails done. Like, part of it is how I was raised. Like, I was raised by, y'all, I'm so sorry. I was raised by someone that was the only child. My mom is the only child. So part of that is just how she raised us. She raised us to be very independent. Like, very independent, And then too, it's me. I'm a true Sagittarius. Like, we are so self-satisfied that we don't really like. We all need someone. Don't get me wrong, but like Sagittarius women, like, we're so satisfied within ourselves that like we don't need the attention of other people. Like, we don't need all of that going on. We enjoy quietness. We enjoy our own. Yeah. But yeah, I really hope y'all understood what I was saying. Like, what I'm saying? It's a controversial topic. It's not like too serious, but I think, well, I'm not gonna say controversial, but yeah, I mean, that is the right definition. I just think that everyone may interpret it different. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I've had friends like ghost me, which is where the whole conversation started. It's gonna be so funny for people that know what I'm talking about. But they not only ghosted me, like, they like ghosted everybody. Like truly ghosted everybody. But because I was like getting married, having a baby, like, a lot has really happened in my life the last 2 years. Like, child, a lot has happened, okay? A lot of changes. So because a lot has happened in my life, like, I was just going through a lot. Not even bad stuff. Like, I was just like, it was just a lot of life changes. Like, for real. Like, having a baby is a huge life change. I'm not talking about just, I got a new car or some stuff like that. No, like, having a baby, getting married, moving, getting a house. Like, those are big changes. Like, starting a new job. Like, those are big changes. So, like, I was experiencing, like, all of that stuff. I had just literally just got my last master's. It was a lot, you know what I'm saying? And so I didn't have the capacity, like the mental capacity I didn't recognize that my friend was, and I'm a good friend, and I'm not just saying it, because there are seasons where I have not been the best friend, but just because, again, I be having too much going on. But with this situation, like, none of us saw it coming. You know what I'm saying? Like, none of us saw her just cutting the world off coming, because she didn't even see what she went through coming. You know what I'm saying? But she did go through something. And I don't know if she felt like nobody, like she didn't, like, no one was there for her, or I just don't know. Till this day, I don't know. But I do know that I've tried to reach out a couple times, and like, each time that I have reached out, well, not each time, but a couple times that I've reached out, like, she has responded. And then there have been times where, like, she didn't respond or whatever. But it's like, it's still like a huge difference from how our dynamic used to be, or how her dynamic used to be in general with other people. And so, you know, that's really how we got on the topic. And, you know, my husband's standpoint was just like, this just messed up. Like either way you want to flip it, turn and twist it, like her just dropping off of the face of the earth and not, you know, being there for you when you had your first child, or not doing this or not doing that, like that's messed up, you know. And because she was such a good friend of mine, like, I mean, there were moments, like, I think when I had Ari, were just like maybe like a birthday or so or two, where I was like, dang, like it would be nice to have her here, or like, dang, I invited her, she didn't respond, or you know, like she responded a general response, and I was like, that's crazy, because I always seen this person kind of being like my kid's godmom, one of them, and stuff like that. And so, you know, again, because of how close we used to be, I never dogged her for ghosting me, which sounds crazy, but it also may just show what the type of person I am. Like, I'm not a fool, but you know, it wasn't that type of relationship where I would just be like, oh, iffy, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it was just like a work relationship or a school relationship, like, just, you know, in a relationship where when you see each other, it's a good time, but then when you don't, it's not like you like y'all have been there for each other life events type of relationship, you know, or y'all have grown together. But because it was this type of thing, it was a really good relationship. It's like, even to this day, like, I talk about it how I'm talking about it right now. Like, I'm not like F her or this or that. I'm like, you know what, she's going through something, and when she's over it, and I don't mean it in an insensitive way, but like when she overcomes, that's a better word, when she overcomes it, you know, why she got a handicap sticker? But sorry, y'all. But, you know, I'm just like, you know what, when she overcomes it, we can probably chop it up and talk about it, and, you know, maybe rekindle, you know what I'm saying? But if not, I think I'll be fine, because it has been some time, and so it's just like, life truly does go on. But, you know, also, you know, I can see things like, you know, she's going through something, you know, like I don't have to have that negative perception of things, you know what I'm saying, because that's just not beneficial, or it's not helpful, it's not needed. So yeah, y'all, that's all I got. How do you feel? Like, do you feel like when people just ghost you, or when people just like fade away, like, do you feel like it's kind of like F them, like, what's wrong with you, you need to, or like, you know what, communicate you going through something so that I can still be there for you, and allow me to be that friend, where it's like, in this season I may be giving 70, you may be giving 30, but there may be a season when I need you to give 70 and you know, and I give 30 or whatever. So do you feel like it's kind of like, you know what, screw them, because they're not mature enough, or they don't have enough in them to come to you and to talk to you, to allow you to be that type of friend, to be there? Because it's like, I can't read minds. I don't know, you need me to call, you know, once a week just to check on your mental, you know what I'm saying? Or are you on the other side that's like, you know what, stuff happens, I wish them the best, no love lost, you know, I may be here when they overcome, but I'm not really tripping on it, you know? So drop down and let me know how you feel. But yeah, I hope you guys like this vlog, and until next time, peace.